There was a time before streaming ruled, before TikTok dictated trends, before algorithms chose your next obsession. This was the era of Myspace dreams, neon nights, and music that felt personal. This was the late 2000s. And everything was about to change. The late 2000s didn't just happen. They were born in bedrooms, blogs, and bandwidth. Platforms like Myspace gave unknown artists a global stage. You didn't need a label, you needed a link. Indie kids with crack software became producers. Teens with webcams became tastemakers. This wasn't just a shift in music, it was a cultural rebellion. No gatekeepers, no filters, just passion and pixels. And then came the sound. A cocktail of synths, heartbreak, and youthful defiance. Indie pop, electroclash, new rave, bloghouse. Genres collided, and magic was made. MGMT told us to take only what we need from it. LaRue was bulletproof. Passion Pit made anxiety sound like a celebration. It wasn't just what you listened to, it was how it made you feel. Before bedroom pop was a genre. It was just bedrooms. Curtains drawn. Headphones in. A cracked version of FL Studio open on a cheap laptop. No budget. No studio. Just raw ideas and relentless obsession. This was the DIY revolution. And it wasn't loud. It was quiet, intimate, like a confession whispered through synths. Music blogs were the gatekeepers now. Sites like Hype Machine, Gorilla vs. Bear, and Pitchfork. If your track hit their front page, you didn't just go viral. You became myth. Artists didn't wait to be discovered. They uploaded, reposted, and remixed their way into relevance. Sampling old movie clips. Chopping beats on cheap MIDI keyboards. Art wasn't polished. It was passionate. YouTube was still raw. People uploaded songs with pixelated anime clips or static images. Yet those videos reached hearts across the world. Because it wasn't about production value. It was about resonance. Even the covers looked handmade. Blurry Polaroids. Glitchy VHS screenshots. Each project felt like a love letter from a stranger you instantly understood. This movement wasn't trying to please everyone. It was trying to mean something to someone. And that's why it mattered. In a world obsessed with perfection, the late 2000s reminded us. Real connection comes from imperfection. Some names broke through the noise. Lady Gaga with her avant-garde shockwave of pop. The XX with their minimalist melancholy. Crystal Castles with chaos in every beat. They weren't just artists. They were blueprints. Proof that weird was welcome. That feelings were currency. But all moments pass. As the 2010s arrived, the blogosphere faded. The Spotify playlist replaced the mixtape. SoundCloud got crowded. Tumblr lost its soul. Music became data. Virality replaced vulnerability. The scene that once screamed now whispered. Or vanished entirely. The late 2000s didn't vanish. It slipped beneath the surface. Like a secret only some of us still remember. Today's music sounds cleaner, sharper, more marketable, more controlled. But if you listen closely, the fingerprints of that era are everywhere. You can hear it in the bedroom pop of Clairo, In the lo-fi vulnerability of artists like Beabadoobie. In the raw edges of TikTok remixes and the glitchy nostalgia of vaporwave. The spirit of the late 2000s didn't die. It evolved. It scattered like seeds, into genres, into aesthetics, into moods. Even fashion carries echoes of it. The thrifted cardigans. The worn-out Converse. The return of soft grunge and pastel Tumblr edits. It's all memory, looping back like a synth hook you never forget. But legacy isn't just about influence. It's about how something made you feel. And how it still makes you feel. The music of that time wasn't perfect. And maybe that's why we loved it. Because neither were we. It was music for the misfits. For the kids who felt too much and said too little. For the ones who found friends through playlists and healing through lyrics. It was art made without permission. Shared without strategy. Loved without labels. And now, all these years later, that feeling remains. Faint maybe, but real. Like a song you forgot you loved. Until it finds you again. To the ones who stayed up burning CDs. Who downloaded .zip files from obscure blogs. Who found identity in a lyric buried in static. This was your era. To the kids who wore eyeliner in the dark. Who made playlists like prayers. Who recorded songs in silence and uploaded them in hope. This was your rebellion. You weren't trying to go viral. You were trying to feel something. To be heard. To be seen. And maybe the world moved on. Maybe the algorithms forgot. But some things live beyond metrics. The late 2000s weren't just a music scene. They were a feeling, moment, a mirror. And feelings, real ones, don't fade. They echo. In new voices, new sounds, new souls. So if you still feel it, that ache, that joy, that spark, you were part of something rare. And somewhere beneath the noise, it's still playing. If this resonated with you, even for a moment, consider subscribing to EvolveCore. Like the video, share it with someone who remembers. And let's keep evolving together.